competition, the best of the best, that kind of thing. And there's two people in co-op in our class, and there's two people who aren't on co-op that are still good at that. And the two of us who aren't on co-op and the two who were, he didn't know how to select how to get there. So basically, he decided he's gonna make this little competition, you know, like one for the repair, one for the refinishing section, one's for metal work, the other's for painting. But anyway, and whoever got the best stuff done was gonna be the ones who represented us for the contest. And basically, what happened was he had 4 weeks to prepare for it, and on the last, I don't know, within like a week, he decided that he he somehow got an email, and he needed the things in by that day. Which keep in mind, he had 4 weeks to prepare for or whatever. And he's gonna talk to me on how what he did was right. And whenever we do something wrong, he always tells us that we should prepare and be ready for things to happen. So I'm gonna bring that up on him, and we're gonna have another discussion about it. Either way, that's just gonna happen here shortly. Right now, it's still actually May. Yeah, you can call that thing. Yeah.
There you are!
Told you, here we go.
Okay. I'm going to try to, I'm not trying to convince you of anything. All I'm doing is showing you and telling you things that played into my decision. There is a couple things that I thought about when I made the decision of who's going to go. And again, the decision had to be made as soon as I got the email and it said this needs to be in because it hadn't been put in yet. I needed to do it. So, the one thing that plays into it is the overall, how do I want to put this? I'm trying to think of a word here that doesn't offend anybody. The I'll use attitude, maturity level, the way that you and everybody, um, the opinion that I get of your behaviors, your attitudes, things like that. Okay, whatever word you want to put with that. It's exactly like if your character, I guess I would say. What the message that you would be giving an employer. You know how I always tell you guys how I expect you to act because you never know when a visitor's coming down the hallway. Watch your language, all that kind of stuff. That things like that. Your character, your attitude. Those are things that play. One of the things that played into it. What does this student? How does this student behave? Okay, and I'm not talking discipline necessarily. I'm talking what is their attitude when they are in the shop working. Would it, at any time, anybody coming down the hallway, how would they rate the professionalism of that student? Okay, so that's one thing that plays into it. The other thing that plays into it is attendance. The other thing that played into it is grades. Okay, so I look at those things. The subjective part, in my opinion, is me rating everybody's attitude. Okay, now when I have to say watch your language, or can we act more professional, or you're good at staying on task. Okay, you're also good at having a good time. You enjoy yourself when you're working, but some of the things that occasionally come out of your mouth and attitudes aren't necessarily things that belong in this environment. Okay, and I don't say anything about a lot of it until it's just something that if somebody was coming down the hallway, I would just definitely not want them to be exposed to. And I'm not disciplining you for that. I'm just telling you that these are things that play into my decision. The other thing that plays into the decision, like I said, is attendance and grades. And none of you four had bad attendance or grades. But if you look at the, and I'm not showing you names or anything, but there's one of the fours average for this year, and there's attendance for this year. Here's another's average for this year, and attendance for this year. Here's another's average for this year, right here, and attendance. Another one's average and attendance. So I took the two highest grades, the two people with the highest grades and the lowest missing days, and that's where my decision came in. That's how I made it. And I'm not trying to justify it with you. I'm telling you things that played into the decision that you're not happy with how I made it. Those were the things that went into it.
I'm just happy because you said at least 4 weeks, 5, 6 weeks beforehand that there's going to be a Field USA competition.
I
You said you
said-
didn't know how you're going to organize it, so we're going to have a competition. 2 and 2. Like the repair section of it, like all that mental stuff.
Yes, I said I was going to try to do that, and I did not have the time to do that. And I'm not going to burden you with everything that's on my plate. Shouldn't even care. You just have to respect the fact that I do everything that I can in here. I am here a half hour before I'm supposed to be to get things ready to go, and I am here until between 5 and 6 o'clock almost every night to make sure things are ready for the following day. And I am still not caught up with everything that administration is asking me to have done. So I have to take things, and as I get my lists of things that need to be done, I have to do them in the priority that they're asking for.
The competition thing
And I'm
wouldn't take
sorry
more-
if that has you. Go ahead.
The competition thing wouldn't take more than 5 minutes. All you do is take a piece of sheet metal, hand it to each finishing person, and be like, here, paint this. That doesn't take more than 30 seconds to think of. As far as the repair section of it, just take a piece of sheet metal, put a dent in it, and be like, fix it.
I have in my mind a competition that goes on daily. Okay, in my mind, I have that competition. I can tell you how it's going to come out. I really can. I'm not expecting you to accept that. But I work with you guys every single day. I know how the competition would come out unless there was some kind of a crazy fluke. I even told Nick that part of the reason that I decided not to send him was the way that he handles pressure. When he comes up against a decision that has to be made, he just chokes. I have to go and I have to nurse him through the situation that he's facing because he just gets all frustrated. That's in his home environment. Okay, so I know what's going to happen with him if I put him in the situation of a strange place under the stress of a competition. I can tell you what's going to happen. And I am sorry. I apologize to you for the fact that you're upset about this, but I had to make a decision, and we all have to live with the decision that I made.
Yeah, we kind of do. But even if the decision has to be made, some people are going to be happy, some people are going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
I'm still unhappy because
I know you are. And
Dave and Brian haven't done anything to Skills USA. They haven't even been here. I mean, I'm not focusing on that I did a lot of raising, fundraising. I did over $300 worth of raising, but I'm just scared that I actually went to the program so people can go. I'm just upset that they didn't do anything at all, and they don't do anything.
Well,
like, no meetings, no nothing.
Yeah, and being that they're at work all day, it makes it a little more difficult because they're not here when the meetings are going on. You know, that's a big part of it. They're not here for the meetings to know what's happening.
But if they were really interested on what was going on with that, when we go Mondays to Ms. Carr's class, they could ask Ms. Carr. Ms. Carr can have a printout of what happened during the meeting.
You're right.
But they don't. They're not interested. They don't care.
That's your opinion, and I'm not gonna debate. I can't say what their thoughts are. I can't say what goes into their decisions and what their thoughts are. You can come to a conclusion, and that can be your conclusion. You're entitled to that. I'm not gonna defend or condemn them because I don't know what's in their brains